Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, November 24th, 2017. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Seeking to address concerns and gather ideas from local farmers, the opposition New Democratic Party, the NDP, last evening hosted the first of its Farmers Consultation 2017 series at the Greg's Community Center. The event heard addresses from those at the head table, after which a number of farmers and traders in attendance got the opportunity to express their views and ask questions on certain agricultural practices, initiatives and developments in their community and the country as a whole. Citing the party's view of creating a more viable agricultural subsector to enhance national development, President of the NDP and opposition leader Dr. Godwin Friday told the gathering that agriculture is central to the development of any nation, including St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The challenge that we have is to make it work for the farmers, is to make it viable. It's not just a matter of planting something, you have to be able to sell it. You have to transform an agricultural product into a commodity, which means you sell it for something that you can make a living from. That is what we will do. That is what we want your input on. It may require us to do things differently. Not may. It will require us to do things differently. Because farming is changing in St. Vincent. We have to use more technology. We have to use new techniques. And Mr. Eustace will talk about some of that. But we need also your ideas. We know your heart and commitment is already there. That the everyday difficulties that you encounter will inform what we do as representatives.
The opposition leader reiterated the party's commitment to put the necessary work into play to ensure that the agricultural sector is revived once they're voted into office.
Everything is just for show. But when your livelihood depends on it, it can't be like that. In the walk-arounds that we do, we meet the farmers and we see people working very hard. They're doing what they're supposed to do, what they want to do. Farmers are the hardest working people in this country. They love what they do. I see the commitment that people have. Some people reaping crops, even though they know they can't sell them for as much as they invested in planting them. And it breaks my heart to see that all this attention, all this skill, this learning for over generations comes to naught because you can't sell your ginger, your plantain, your dasheen for a price that will make a living for you.
Member of Parliament for North Leeward, the opposition spokesman on agriculture, Roland Patel Matthews, shared his views in relation to critical issues affecting the agriculture industry.
Food security is important for any nation. It doesn't matter how much wealth you have. If you don't have food, the people starve. That is basic common sense. And we recognize that importance. And hence, that's why I'm telling you tonight that the New Democratic Party, we understand the situation and we will put measures in place to make sure this happens. It's important to international trade. I told you just now about the gap and gap between what we export and what we import. If we have a vibrant agricultural sector, we will be able to bridge the gap and narrow the trade deficit that we have experienced in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where we have, as of 2015 in agricultural produce, we have 240 something million being imported as against 43 million exported. The total acreage of arable lands are declining. Farmers are pushed out of arable lands and make way for things like prisons and garbage dump, as we have in Central Leeward and North Leeward. We have to do better than this. We must do better than this if St. Vincent and the Grenadines is to live up to its full potential as an agricultural nation.
Noting that the New Democratic Party has for many years demonstrated its commitment to agriculture, former opposition leader and MP for East Kingstown, Annie Eustace, spoke on the most recent technological advancements in relation to increasing yields throughout the sector, particularly in banana production. Eustace lamented that efforts must be made for more than ever to deal with the issues facing the agriculture sector, as it can contribute significantly to economic growth and employment.
Don't do that. we are not going to grow. The growth rate for the last 3 years in St. Vincent is 0.7 of 1%, 0.8 of 1%, and minus 0.7, 0.1%, minus 0.7%, less than 1%, and negative in the other years. That is what is happening. When you're not growing, there are no jobs being created. No jobs being created. We can't afford to continue like this. Point we must understand is that we have to revive our agriculture, revive our banana industry, and find ways and means to get the banana industry going again.
Users further encourage the use of new technology in order to realize better yields in banana production here in SVG.
Our situation now, with the larger bunches you get from the new technology, you can fill sometimes 2 boxes from a bunch, sometimes 2.5 boxes from a bunch, compared with 1 for 1. That's what the new technology does. We have to be aware of these things, and we have to make sure that we use all the new technologies that are available to us. But there must be a commitment on the part of the government. And one of the commitments they must make is to pass back the Banana Growers Association to the farmers of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Councillor for the Permanent Mission of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in New York, Cian Marshall, is being accused of attacking his wife in Brooklyn today. According to an article by the New York Post dated today, November 24th, 2017, Marshall allegedly decked his wife, Sandra Marshall, 36, after a verbal fight broke out at their Canarsie home in Brooklyn at about 1:15 a.m. The New York Post cited police sources as saying that cops launched an investigation and found that Marshall struck the woman with a closed fist, leaving her with a bloody lip. The New York Post stated that Marshall was not available for a comment at his home today and that his wife, who refused medical attention, declined to comment. SVG-TV News has not been able to independently verify this information. Gender affairs activist Jeannie Oliver is of the view that while some strides have been made in this country pertaining to issues affecting women and girls, more needs to be done. Speaking with SVG-TV News, Oliver said that she is pleased that there is a directorate specifically dedicated to gender affairs and that there are new legislations to ensure that women are protected. She, however, expressed concern that more needs to be done, particularly since the latest United Nations report revealed that Latin America and the Caribbean have the highest rate of violence against women.
We have done a lot. In 1985, we had a women's desk established, then it was upgraded to a department, and today it is a directorate of gender affairs. We have some legislation on the books. A number of our legislation was engendered between 85 and 2001. And then quite recently we have the domestic violence legislation update. So we have made some strides. And I want to commend the government because there is going to be a launching of a domestic violence commission next Monday. So I want to commend. We have done some work. But we still have a long way to go in terms of achieving the UN development goals, which we have agreed to.
Olivier further pointed out that certain behaviors towards the sexes should first begin at home. She stated that boys must not feel they are superior, but must be taught to be good partners with good life skills.
We have got to ensure that there is no division of labor. and that there is no discrimination in the home. When the boys get up, let them realize that they've got to make their beds. Don't let them walk out of the room without making their beds and have the girls make it. They have two hands just like the girls. Let them participate in the chores within the home. Let them assist, show them, teach them how to cook just as we teach the girls to cook and to wash and so on. And not that you want them to become domesticated, but when they grow up and they choose a partner, their partner would expect them to assist in the home. And that there's a hue and a cry about that. Our men in the home are not assisting with the chores because they believe that there are certain things that men should do and certain things that women should do.
This country, through the Gender Affairs Division, will be observing the United Nations 16 Days of Activism from November 25th, which is the International Day to End Violence Against Women and Girls. The 16 Days of Activism will end on December 10th, 2017. The importance of engaging children in the education system from an early age is being emphasized by adolescent development specialist at UNICEF in Barbados, Elaine King. The UNICEF executive was here recently as a facilitator of a workshop hosted by the University of the West Indies, UNICEF, and the Ministry of Education to evaluate out-of-school children, in which a number of educators participated. King said since universal primary and secondary education, they have been monitoring the results of students' performance.
The children might be in school, but are they really learning at their optimal capacity? And what are the risk factors for pushing them out of school prematurely? Across the region, I think it's also relevant for St. Vincent, we found that a number of students at the secondary level are able to survive in school from 1st to 5th form, but then they leave school without the necessary CXC examinations that would allow them to access tertiary education or indeed access the job market. So that, yes, what we found were children were in school, but they started to exit school at about 3rd form. You would see a dropout, 4th form, a bigger dropout rate, and then 5th form. But even those who stayed in school, they were not able to get the necessary certification that is required for advancement either in the workplace or for tertiary education. So these are the issues of concern to us at UNICEF.
King shared her expertise, stating that many of the challenges students face at the primary and secondary levels are as a result of not grasping the required literacy and numeracy skills from an early age.
Yes, we're seeing the problems at the secondary level, but what we're definitely learning that they don't start at the secondary level. Too many of our children go into primary school without attending preschool, and consequently they're not learning ready. Then in primary they struggle to get the necessary literacy and numeracy skills, and many children, even though they haven't been able to acquire those skills, go on to secondary school, and then we really see it playing out there in secondary school. But in fact the challenges start in primary level, so we have to make sure that the primary and pre-primary have the capacity, have the teachers, have the materials, have the facilities to really teach children how to learn, to help to make sure that those foundation skills are there so that they can make the best use of the education that they are provided.
Black Friday, an event which takes place between Thanksgiving and Christmas and has routinely been the busiest shopping day of the year in the United States since 2005, is catching on in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with a number of businesses having their own Black Friday sales with similar effect. SVG-TV News team caught up with representatives of 2 business houses in capital Kingstown today, who expressed elation at the enthusiasm shown by the public to their version of the Black Friday sales.
Last night we had our early Black Friday sale, and I was really wowed and impressed by the crowd of persons that came through the door at 7 o'clock with clothes just to freshen up and get the place ready. And 7 o'clock a swarm of people came in, and I was really impressed. So it was a good first effort for us into this Black Friday venture. Today we are having one from 11 to 12 and 1 to 2 again, and we had some traffic today, but you know, this sort of mingled with our general shoppers. But last night was fairly good for a first start for us. Certainly, because it was short notice last night, and like I said, we had a good crowd. So I think next year it will grow, and we'll be better prepared for next year, because we really didn't plan to be involved. We left it to our sister company ACE to really do all they had to do. But Caress Pharmacies next year will definitely be involved bigger.
10% store-wide, BOGO. We pay off VAT, employee pricing, up to 50% off. So there are lots and lots of deals throughout the day. The first person to shop this morning will receive $2,000 from us. So we had a lot of excitement at our door this morning. We had a rush to enter the store. Everybody was hoping to win that $2,000. And during the first 4 hours of shopping as well, someone won $3,000. So throughout the day here in Kingstown and also in Beckway, there are great deals. Our staff has been very excited and pumped up. Some of them have been here since midnight and have not left as yet. So we are having a great time today at Courts.
A number of parents, students and teachers took the opportunity today to explore a wealth of literature on board the MV Locust Hope, docked just outside the Gee Shed in capital Kingstown. Speaking with our news team, the media relations officer of the Locust Hope, Pavel Martinez, said so far the response by the Vincentian public has been excellent.
And about how the reception here in St. Vincent, it has been great. As you can see, we have people, every day we have people coming. Some days are specifically for children, and those days we have hundreds and hundreds of children. And some days are especially for families or for adults. So every day we have people coming. We are happy, not just because they come to the book fair on board, but also they are coming to our events on board. We have events for youth people, events for children, events for the whole family, and every single time we are sold out. Every time they buy all the tickets, and they always have a good attitude. They are very receptive, very energetic, and we are happy to be here.
Martinez took the opportunity to highlight how a Vincentian can join the Locust crew.
So if someone here in St. Vincent is asking how can I join Locust Hope crew, well, the process is different from country to country, but what you can do right now is to go to our website. It's www.gbaships.org, and then you can see all the main requirements. You can ask the question and start your online application, and they will let you know what do you need to do or with who you need to talk to start your process from this country. Right now we have 400 volunteers from 67 different countries on board, and of course we want someone from St. Vincent.
Our news team also caught up with some of the students who visited the ship earlier today, and they expressed elation at the opportunity and say they plan on doing repeat visits before the ship wraps up its visit here on December 3rd, 2017.
It was nice. I ate ice cream there. It was nice.
Alright, did you see anything in particular that you like? Any books?
Yeah, I bought some books and Mommy has it in her bag.
Okay, you want to come back again sometime soon?
Yeah.
Well, there were a lot of things that amazed me to see. Although it looked small outside, it was big inside. The only two that you see
interesting.
It was the Star Wars book and a Jungle book.
It was very, I enjoyed it, and it was very experiencing.
Saturday, I plan to go on it with my mommy. So I will ask my daddy if he could come and join us.
Alright, thank you so much.
Pretty good, I should say. It was very informative. These cute bracelets, so got them. And a book.
Thank you. You plan to be coming back on Google?
Yeah, I do plan to come back, probably on Sunday.
My book is all about the mouse, and I bought a puzzle book and a storybook.
Okay. Plan to come back and change?
Yes, please.
Alright, thank you so much.
Thank you.
401 VINCY Caribbean Proverbs is a book that captures the Vincentian colloquial sayings and which will soon be on bookshelves across the country. The publication, written by teacher Nigel Morgan, has been getting raving reviews and is being described as a breath of cultural fresh air, insightful and a must-read for generations. Published by Westbow Press, the book captures the sayings which were used as coded language to express situations. Teacher and author Nigel Morgan said that his 40 years as an educator has also helped to ensure that the book is reader-friendly.
Well, of course, there are other books coming out. It's not just one book. It's one of a series. The other two I know that would be soon. One for mothers, VINCY Caribbean Proverbs for mothers, VINCY Caribbean Proverbs for fathers. Why? We have hundreds of young parents now, mothers and fathers. And I know that a book for them, and they have been asking, would help them to guide their children. Also, a lot of conferences and workshops are already earmarked where people, if they would like to know how to write a book, how to edit a book, how to be a better parent, how to learn better in school, topics like those. There are many of these that are already earmarked for the future, and I'm sure that many people would benefit, not just in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but globally, because we're going to be online, we're going to be blogging.
Morgan gave a taste of some of the expressions which he pointed out was sometimes quirky, but filled with wisdom and guidance.
The younger the couple, the tighter the squeeze. You have every moldy bread high own cheese. Man can't take put. Woman gone, woman day. Things like donkey say war on a level. That would be under animals. And you have who na he go feel. That would be under problems and suffering. So the way the book is laid out, it's encouraging you to read. It's also child-friendly. It's also, when I say child-friendly, there are no obscenity in this book. It is reader-friendly. The lines are short. You have the proverb, the English way to say the meaning, followed by the usage. Simple word.